Rita's making more. They'll be in the back for you. I call to order the Torch Lake Township regular board meeting of May 19th, 2026 at 7:04 p.m. Will you join me in saying the pledge?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
There will be two opportunities for citizen comments. I will be requesting individuals stay within the 4 minutes in both citizen comment sections and would appreciate everyone keeping their points concise. If you wish to speak, there's forms to fill out in the back and bring them up to the clerk. As we have done in the past, comments in the first citizen comment section are to be used to comment on items related to the agenda. I will make notes with regards to your comments, and the board can try and address those items during our board discussion. The second comment section can be used for any other areas of the township, but is not to be used to further comment on agenda items. To respect everyone's time, I strongly urge the board not to respond to public comments, but address them in board comment section. Sometimes this is difficult, but this is not a debating stage between our citizens and board members. We have township business to conduct, and it is required that we do so effectively. If there needs to be a follow-up from the board, I will direct the appropriate person to reach out to that individual. The documents on the website are aligned to the items on the agenda. These are draft documents to provide background information only. The board, next item. We have 4 sets of minutes to approve. Are there any changes to the minutes to the regular board meeting of April 14th, 2026? I have none.
I do.
Okay.
April 15th, but there's a comment after Graves that I need to get rid of.
All
That's
right.
what I see on that one.
What is that comment? Where?
After absent, it's just Graves. And then I put a comment after his name, so I want to get rid of that.
All right. Absent. Anything else?
Mm-mm.
All right. I will make the motion to approve the April 14th, 2026 regular board meeting minutes with changes. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded to approve the regular board meeting minutes of April 14th, 2026. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Second meeting was a special meeting held on May 8th. Any comments or changes to those minutes? I do not have it.
Changed.
Do-
There's a J in front of Schultz after Cook. It should not be there.
All right. All right, hearing nothing else, I make the motion to accept the minutes for the special meeting of May 8th as presented with changes. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. It has been moved and seconded to approve the special board meeting of May 8th, 2026 as presented with changes. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. The third meeting was special meeting held on May 11th. Any comments or changes to those minutes? It was May 12th. Sorry.
No changes.
No changes, all right. So then I will make the motion to accept the minutes for the special meeting of May 12th as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the special board meeting of May 12th as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Final one. Fourth meeting was special meeting held on May 14th. Any comments or changes to those minutes?
Nope.
All right. I will make the motion to accept the minutes for the special meeting of April May 14th as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. It is moved and seconded to approve the special board meeting of May 14th. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Too many. All right. Next item is correspondence. Mary?
Yes, I have some correspondence to read.
All right.
I received 2 letters, both about the Naquima Trail, and both asked me to read them. So I'm going to read them. The one's kind of lengthy, and there are copies on the back if anybody wants copies of them. This letter is from Diane Mudge and Robert Woodward. Dear Mr. Cook, we are writing regarding the Naquima Trail project's proposed placement of a non-motorized trail within the right-of-way along US 31 North adjacent to our property. We are formally objecting to the MDOT permitting and funding the Naquima Trail project's use of US 31 right-of-way based on the following reasons. 1, right-of-way use and impacts. 2, lack of input by those property owners impacted by the trailway. 3, responsibility of maintenance, and 4, lack of adequate consideration of alternative pathways. The proposed trail raises the following issues to granting right-of-way usage. Right-of-way usage and impacts. While the right-of-way is controlled by MDOT, the right-of-way must remain consistent with transportation purposes to provide a dedicated, legally secure corridor for current and future transportation purposes and not impose additional burdens on adjacent property owners. It also provides a safe area in an emergency situation to exit the highway. Interference with driveway access. Safe ingress and egress from a driveway to US 31 is essential. Modifications of driveways for the purposes of trail development impact safety. Increased flooding risk in the right-of-way. This is due to altered drainage pattern from a graded paved pathway. This is a specific problem with our property as there is significant flooding during winter thaw, spring, and summer rains. Safety and liability concerns. There is nothing preventing trail users from leaving the pathway and exploring private property along the 45-mile route. Although homeowners are not held liable by statute if a person goes off route and gets injured on personal property, there is nothing to prevent nuisance lawsuits. Loss of privacy. The trailway impacts the quiet use and enjoyment of my property adjacent to the pathway and right-of-way. Lack of adequate input from affected property owners. There is no clear evidence that the majority property owners directly adjacent to the trailway were adequately contacted for their input. For example, a SurveyMonkey survey regarding trailway routing dated 9/11/23 indicated that 65.2% of the respondents were not adjacent to the proposed trail, yet indicated they would like the trailway on US 31. Closer to home, we received a postcard regarding a proposed meeting regarding realignment of the trail dated January 29th, 2026. None of my 6 neighbors received a notice of the meeting, and all 6 were against the trailway. The survey results from that meeting have yet to be released. There is a significant impact of a trailway in the right-of-way of US 31 and the associated constraints. It is essential that every effort be made to contact all homeowners. Homeowner responses should be shared with the public and made part of the public record. If the responses are not favorable for a US 31 trailway, then alternatives must be seriously considered. Basing the need for a trail route on inadequate input lends the appearance that there will be a trailway next to your property, whether you like it or not. Responsibility of maintenance. The 2015 Naquima Trail Concept Plan indicates that maintenance responsibilities will be divided among multiple state, local, and township agencies and nonprofit organizations with reliance on volunteer labor. This fragmented responsibility structure raises legitimate concerns regarding who can be contacted regarding maintenance and who will exactly be in charge of mowing. Currently, the MDOT does not mow the right-of-way in our area. Culvert maintenance, vegetation control, trash removal, and surface upkeep, especially over driveways, which can be subject to use by heavy equipment. Alternative trail pathways. As you are aware, non-motorized facilities are only allowed within the right-of-way if no other feasible alternative exists. Further, cost effectiveness cannot be the primary reason for rejecting other alternatives. There are many available alternative pathways that can be considered other than the US 31 corridor. For example, a route from Elk Rapids via Southeast Torch Lake Drive, Northeast Torch Lake Drive to Eastport did not seem to be considered based on public documents. Other suggested alternatives were dismissed outright. In a webinar meeting on January 29, 2026, a participant asked about moving a section of the Torch Lake Township Trailway to the power line right away. The answer was, quote, "There were problems with that route," end quote. During that meeting, many of the mentioned alternatives considered by the Nequima Trailway project were dismissed as being too costly, with safety as a secondary mention. The use of low traffic corridors, off-highway routes with the use of secondary or lower traffic corridors should be seriously considered, as they can be more scenic and less trafficked. For example, the Little Travers Wheelway, which follows US 31, should be a model for the Nequima Trailway. It has relatively few miles of trailway in the US 31 right-of-way. It meanders through some beautiful, quiet, forested and shoreline areas. It also has trailways that make use of existing secondary roadways. If these lower impact alternatives have been fully evaluated, including designated shoulder of the road bicycle routes, shoulder striping and signage, targeted shoulder widening where necessary, they are not easily publicly available on the Nequima website or elsewhere. Summary. The Nequima Trailway project's stated vision is to provide a route between pristine freshwater shorelines, rolling dunes, and pastoral farmland. But does the route to those areas need to be exclusively along a major highway replete with roaring semi-tractor trailers, double-bottom gravel haulers, and cars whizzing by at 65 miles an hour? Our answer is no, it does not. It appears to us that the vision of the Nequima Trailway project, by using the US 31 corridor, is to complete the trailway from Traverse City to Charlevoix in the most expedient way possible, without consideration of seeing the beauty of northern Michigan by a route less traveled. Respectfully, Nequima Trailway should not be given approval for funding and permitting until an alternative to the US 31 route is approved. So that's from them. And this one is from David and Carolyn Christensen. As you may know, TART has received a $2 million conditional funding commitment from Michigan Department of Transportation Alternatives Program for a section of the Nequima Trail from Maple Bay to Elk Rapids. It is a huge step forward towards ultimate completion of the trail. The commitment resulted from cooperation with Elk Rapids Township, the Village of Elk Rapids, and TART. Both the village and the township boards unanimously approved resolutions in support of the trail. It is time for the Torch Lake Township Board to draft and approve a resolution of support of the Nequima Trail. Recent surveys of the Elk Rapids Township and Antrim County residents showed an overwhelming support for outdoor recreation and trails. The Elk Rapids resolutions were submitted in October and approved in April. The amazingly quick approval from M.TAP was accomplished because of resolutions and the work put forward by the TART team. Torch Lake Township should benefit from the Elk Rapids experience and get their resolution passed and in front of M.TAP as soon as possible. Statistics show that trails such as the Nequima not just provide recreational opportunities, but also attract business and increase property values. The Eastport Trailhead can be the anchor for more business and enhanced opportunities for existing businesses. Engineers working with TART are conducting an on-the-ground survey of the Torch Lake Township corridor. As presently proposed, the trail will be walking distance from my home. We are year-round residents and senior citizens and are well aware of the lack of recreational opportunities in the township. Two things most seniors need are exercise and socialization. The trailhead in Eastport provides the township with the opportunity to not just support the trail, but to develop a place of community. Please take the necessary steps to get the Nequima Trailway resolution passed.
All right.
And that's all I have.
All right, next item is the approval of the agenda. I want to pull two items in board discussion. With the absence of two members, I will move these to a later board meeting. Those two items was the discussion of the Recreation and Park Fund and short-term rentals. Are there any other changes or discussion of the agenda items? Hearing
None for
none,
me.
I make the motion that the agenda be accepted as presented with changes. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Jason. It is moved and seconded that the agenda is accepted as presented with changes. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Oppose. Motion passes. We move to citizen comment. Please respect the 4 minutes. I will be tracking it as I'm assuming we'll have a few comments tonight. Please address it to the agenda items that were there. And with that, Mary, first person.
I have Sheriff Kevin Hoke.
All right.
Come on up and give us your report, please.
Good evening, Kevin Hoke, your Antrim County Sheriff. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good.
We're here.
Glad you're doing well there, Mr. Supervisor.
Thank you.
Just going to go over a few things here, and I know you got a long meeting here, so I'll get out of your hair. So just want to go over the Torch Lake Township report for April of 2026. We had 5 alarms, animal control complaints. We had 1 car deer accidents. We had 7 civil non-criminal complaints. We had 1 conservation and or DNR. We had 3 driving complaints. We had 6. We had 1 follow-up investigation, 2 in general assist. We had 1 assist on grass and or brush fire. We had 4 hazardous conditions. We had 1 line down. We assisted on 5 medical calls. Personal injury crashes, we had 3. Private property PDA, we had 1. Property inspections, we had 1. Suspicious situation, we had 2. Suspicious vehicle, we had 1. Traffic stops, we had 9. Trespassing, we had 1. Vehicle in the ditch, we had 1. VIN inspection, 1. Wellness check, we had 1. Calls for service for April of 2026, we had 61. 2025 for April, you had 31 calls for service. So it went up 30 calls for service, yes. So a little bit of information that's going on at the sheriff's office. Not sure if I believe you guys get news you can use from the sheriff's office. You guys get that? Back on the last Board of Commissioners meeting, I awarded several of my deputies. I like saying this to the public because I think they need to be recognized and because they do a phenomenal job. So I awarded Corrections Deputy Adam Parent, Deputy Ransom Comfort, and Sergeant Michael Knight. They were presented with Excellence in Service Award. Their actions and dedication reflect the highest standards of public service and commitment to the safety of others. I can't say enough about my corrections deputies. They have a tough job, and they need to be recognized when they do a great job. So, Deputy Director Jeremy Ball, I'm sure everybody knows who Jeremy Ball is. He was actually nominated through the Veterans of Foreign Awards for Officer of the Year, and he was actually nominated by Bob Oliverius, who is a Elk Rapids Reserve officer. And Deputy Director Ball won. So he won that one. And I also put in for Sergeant Ari Bowles, one of my sergeants, midnight sergeants, for the same award. And she got it. So I was very, very pleased to see that. And Detective Bradley Martin, I come here every month. We talk about the narcotics that we have in this community. Sometimes I sound like a broken record, but I just think the public and the board needs to know what we're dealing with out there and what is in their community. So I awarded Deputy Bradley Martin. He was recognized for his dedication and continued efforts in drug enforcement throughout Antrim County. I just can't say enough on him and his partner, Zeke. They've done a great job. So they took 1,100 grams of methamphetamines off the street in 2025. So, and we started a new thing at the sheriff's office. It's called a tip line. So if anybody wants to contact the sheriff's office and want to be anonymous, phone number is 231-533-3636. And you can go online on our Antrim County Sheriff's website, and there'll be a QR code on there. If you guys want to get on there, and if you want to do something anonymous, you can do that. So a couple other things that we're working on. Not sure if you guys have ever heard of LEAP, Law Enforcement Autism Awareness Program. A sheriff up in Chippewa County started this program, and I think it's going to be a fantastic program for Antrim County. What it is it's an application, and of course, it's all volunteer. We're going to have it at stands at Wednesday night on River Street. We're going to have it at the Bass Festival, different types of parades. We're going to have it at my office. It'll be online. And what this entails is if you have an autistic child or if there's an autistic adult and you register them, this information will go to Central Dispatch. And what happens is you get a sticker. You can put it on the back of your vehicle. You can get as many stickers as you need. And it basically, we understand what the sticker is. It's for autism. And you put it on the left side of their back of their window. And if an officer stops that vehicle, they know they have to approach in a different manner. They know they have to deal with certain things in a different manner as well. Lights, loud sounds, et cetera, et cetera. We definitely want to respect and make sure that they're in a good area when they deal with a law enforcement officer. I truly believe this is going to be a fantastic program. It's many sheriff's office and police departments have implemented this, and it's gone very, very well. So, any questions from the board? I've kind of gone pretty fast here, guys.
It's a lot of information, that's for sure.
It is. So there's several boxes on here that you can check. And what happens is if they see the sticker on the back of the vehicle and for whatever reason they need to stop the vehicle, it could be, anything, who knows? And they see that sticker, they run the plate or whatnot. They're not running the plate because of the sticker, but if there's a violation on that motor vehicle, or maybe that vehicle needs assistance, and they come up to it, they run the plate, dispatch will have all the information. It'll go to our in-vehicle computers, and it'll give that officer an idea of, hey, potentially you could be dealing with someone that has, could be autistic. So, and that all my deputies, I had them trained in autism awareness. So they're all trained in it. They know what to look for, and they know how to approach. They know how to just approach an individual that just is an autistic individual. So, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
That's great.
One more thing, trying to bridge together the sheriff's office and community mental health. As you know, we got some mental health out there that we've trying to partner with CMH, and I think I might have gotten that bridge together. It looks like we may get a grant through community mental health to pay for an actual deputy. They're going to fund his salary, uniform, a car, everything. And so I asked them, I said, well, what is it in for you? What are you going to get out of this? And they just want data. They want us to provide them with the data that we have when we're dealing with someone having a mental health day. I said, I can do that all day long. So I think it's going to be a good program. They're going to be cross-trained as a deputy, MCO certified, and then they're going to be trained in the community mental health world as well. So my 2 officers started yesterday from the academy. They passed, which is fantastic. I have 23 sworn officers. I am full. Dispatch, I need 2 more. I just hired another one, so that gives me 3 on the desk extra. And corrections, we're getting a little low. So anybody want to be a corrections deputy? So any questions from the board?
Oh, that's a lot.
It is a lot.
Great.
It's good stuff.
So we got a lot going on. So
You do. Thank
Yep.
you.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin.
I don't have any.
No other
We're not to that
comments.
we're not to the second one
All
yet.
right. Give me 1 second, if I can be excused for a moment. I forgot a page that I've got to read from, and if I don't read it, Sharon will kill me.
True.
So
True.
I want to make sure I have it. All right, we'll now move to consent agenda. Anyone wish to pull any reports? Hearing none, all reports are accepted by consent. All right. Next item is special reports. I've got from the Planning Commission, I will read a statement from Sarah. For the meeting yesterday, the approval was granted to the Old Peterson's Restaurant for modifications to the site with required conditions to be met. General discussion related to land use maps. They are also looking at dates in September for another open house on the master plan and park and recreation plan. Feel free to watch the video on YouTube if you want any more details on that. The financial overview, we've begun our new fiscal year of 2026-27. Nothing surprising in the first months of operations. The performance of the township against budget showed a positive cash flow of $37,000. Revenues came in higher by $46,000 and expenses slightly higher by $10,000. As always, if you would like further discussion on financial performance, feel free to give me a call and we can set up an appointment. Moving to the next item. I'm sorry? You skip FOIA? Do we have FOIA?
I have a FOIA.
Do you?
I do.
All right, thank you.
One FOIA. Working on it.
All right. That's it? We're just working on it.
I mean, I'm working on it. I'm waiting to hear back from the zoning administrator. She's got to get a few permits and land use permits together for me.
Okay. All right. Board action. We have no old business. We have no new business. However, we do have an item there, which is the National EMS Week for May 17th through the 23rd. Torch Lake Township Board of Trustees wishes to recognize National EMS Week of May 17th through the 23rd, 2026. This year's theme is Improving Outcomes Together. This board and the entire community of Torch Lake Township acknowledge emergency medical services as a vital public service. Our first-class ambulance and EMS team are ready to provide life-saving care to those in need 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to our citizens. Our sincere appreciation as we recognize the accomplishments Torch Lake EMS Ambulance and best wishes for their constant safety and good health for the upcoming year. We encourage all citizens to observe this week as EMS Week. And the board wishes to thank everyone that's involved with our EMS ambulance team for their service to our community, and Mike for all your efforts in managing through it. Thank you, Mike. All right, moving on to board discussion as indicated with the absentee. The short-term rental issue will be discussed at the next board meeting. And the Park and Rec Fund idea will be discussed after the results of the future open house by the PC. And once they communicate that information to us, we will then revisit what needs to be done, and it will coincide with the start of the budgeting process for the next year. We have nothing in informational purposes only for reports, so we now go to second citizen comment.
I don't have any. Does anybody have one? Thank you. Let's hear from Elizabeth. Is it Calcutt?
Calcutt.
Calcutt.
Calcutt, yep.
Okay.
Good evening. I just wanted to provide a brief update on the Nequema Trailway.
Great.
Not a whole lot to share, but since our January alternatives analysis presentation, we've been waiting on topographic survey. Had snow and some seasonal conditions to deal with. So survey was recently completed. We're waiting on results. Once we have those results, we'll be revisiting and working on the alignment and next steps. And then additionally, this summer, we are hoping to host some public engagement related to the trailhead property at Barnes Park Road and US 31. So stay tuned as we figure out what that process will look like and how we can tap into the community.
Great.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. All right. No one else? All right, that completes citizen comment, board comment. Jason? Mary? None.
Nothing other than thanks to our EMS people.
Yep.
And I miss Sharon. Yeah. I want to put that on the record. I miss Sharon.
We'll put down Jason misses Sharon. Well, I've got a couple items. I presented to the board the idea of a general park and recreation fund last month. This was presented only to get input from the board as to their thoughts. There seemed to be some confusion as people did not seem to understand that the fund would be created only if the voters agreed to it. There were questions around what the fund would be used for, and I have taken a high-level look at that in providing details and not the details that probably people were looking for. I wanted to get the subject on the table as we will have further discussions this fall around the master plan and the associated park and recreation plan and the potential of expenditures going into the next year's budget planning process. At this point, any further discussion is unnecessary until the board receives the results of the next open house and is able to digest what our citizens would like the board to pursue. Next item. As an update, the road millage mentioned last month will be on the August ballot for the township voters to vote on. I emphasize the importance of this renewal during our annual meeting of the electors in the budget meeting for 26-27. I hope everyone will support that. I want to thank Elizabeth for coming today, though I expected a much more detailed report. We had quite an extensive conversation related to the bike path. I still have a number of questions, but Elizabeth and I have agreed we're going to work together on this thing. We're going to figure it out. Those questions I will ask you separately. One of our, let's see. I would like to respond to the person who spoke at the April 14th, 2026 board meeting at the 45th minute, 21 second mark of the video. After multiple reviews of the comments, I would like to respond to the misinformation presented by this individual. They mentioned 3 new millages in January. The board did not take action or impose any new millages, so they need to show me where that came from. So that the community knows, I reached out to this person and requested an opportunity to address their comments. I was told they were too busy to have a discussion. I requested a second time and got the same answer, though the person continues to communicate in the township with unfounded information. With that, I will make the motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any questions? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Meeting is adjourned.
I brought you a cheese stick.
A cheese stick?
What do you think I am?